Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm actually in the middle of filming two at once, so make sure you check back or watch the next one or however this is going to go. I'm not sure how I'm going to upload it, but this video is going to be on the Magic Chef fridge in the 15 TB. I know Rockwood and Flagstaff use the same refrigerator in a lot of units, so this might work for you. I'll link to my previous video of the fridge up in the corner somewhere, as well as the description below, on adding a digital thermostat to the refrigerator so you can set an actual temperature. The fridge still doesn't work very well when it is really warm outside, and that is kind of inherent due to the fact that I'm not probably using the right words, but this refrigerator is not made to be in an enclosed cabinet like this. This is supposed to be a freestanding refrigerator, so it builds up a lot of heat behind there. Not only that, but the fridge doesn't have very good circulation inside of it. There's no fans, there's no pass-through between the freezer and the fridge, so on and so forth. So what we're going to do today is add a 12-volt fan inside the fridge for circulation, as well as in the cabinet here to get some of that hot air out from behind the refrigerator. As always, everything I've got here I'll link in the description below if you need any help finding equipment to do this project. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you everything we got. Okay, the first thing we have, or first things, are these 12-volt fans. They were super cheap on Amazon. They're supposed to be super quiet. I don't know, we'll find out, I guess, but basically it just comes with two fans. It comes with these little grate covers so you don't get anything stuck in there when the fan is running, and then yeah, just basically wire hanging off the end of it, bare wire. Next thing we've got are just these little simple switches. They came in a big pack, like 10 of them, so I'll probably use them in other projects in the camper and whatnot. It's just this little on-off switch and two pigtail wires coming off the end. Again, it came in a pretty big pack of them, so you can use them for other things. We'll also need some butt splices to splice wires together. I just had these blue ones available, so that's what I'm going to use. I already had these in the garage. I've already shown you this tool in my video for the radio, but basically electricians pliers, or whatever you want to call them. Very handy. You can crimp these connectors, and then I just have some wire that I had laying around. I don't even know what gauge this is. I don't know, it says 18 gauge. It looks a lot smaller than that. It's not really copper, it says it is, but it's a little too stiff to actually be copper. But for something simple like this, not a big deal. I also went to Harbor Freight and picked up this plunge cutting this multi-tool blade. It's a little skinny one, so I can make a hole to put this little switch in the cabinet there, and I'll just be using my Makita multi-tool. Alright, so how we're gonna do this is I've already got a hole in the side of the refrigerator here for wire for the thermostat. Again, if you haven't seen that, check out that video on how I did this. But I'm just going to use the same hole in the side of the fridge to get wire in here for the fan. This is a little modification that lots of people have already done. These little wire shelves, I can put a link for those as well in the description in case you want to change out your glass shelves for wire ones. This allows for a lot better circulation. And then basically the fan, actually let me get the other one. The fan inside the fridge is going to be basically zip tied to the back of the refrigerator here, so it stays out of the way. I got the idea to put the fan back there from Nathan on the 15 TB forum, so thanks buddy for that. Okay, I've got marked out where I'm going to put my little switch. There's that guy. So I'm going to cut that out using multi-tool deal. I got the skinny one so I can actually go within the lines, because if you get a regular size multi-blade, you're not going to be able to cut that out really. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Not the most beautiful thing ever, but you know, that'll work. So there's my little switch, and it's not the cleanest cut ever, but whatever, I don't really care that much. But I already have 12 volt power that comes from the fridge, so I'll probably just tap off of that. That'll make it easy. This, you know, the little fans use like no amperage at all, so I can just use this same power input. So I'm going to go ahead and start work on that. So basically I'm going to run the power through the switch, so then basically you have red in one side, run out the other. When the switch is off, the fans don't have power. So I'm going to need to splice up some wires here, and yeah, I'll show you the end result when I get this done. Don't freak out. I know the cable management is atrocious. So don't judge me on that. But okay, so let me try to explain. I've got power, so I've got a positive and negative going up to the thermostat, which again, you'll see in one of my previous videos. So there's power going directly into the thermostat here. So what I did, so let's just kind of isolate that. So here's the wires that are power into the thermostat. These two, red positive, black negative. These two that I'm holding right here. So I just cut those at the same point so I can splice in for my fan. So you'll see the negative line here. So basically I spliced all the black wires together. I should probably redo that, but I didn't think this one would fit this side. So basically all the negatives are together here. And then the positive line, so if you look here, here's our positive right here coming out of the thermostat, and then it continues on and comes in from the power from the refrigerator, because I spliced from it down there. So the first leg you'll see here is power going into our switch. That's this guy here. The other line that comes off the switch is actually black, but we're splicing that into the positive for the fans, because what that does is when this switch is off, this line that comes out to the fans, so these two red ones are the positive for the fans, this is cut off when you shut that switch off, because the power goes into the switch and then back out. So when you push this off button, this line is off. So those two go to, you'll see it'll come down to our two positive and negative wires. One is going to go to the fan inside the fridge, and then this other one that's still connected to the reel here is going to go to a fan that's going to go in the side of the cabinet here to suck all the hot air from this cavity. I'm going to tape this up so it's not all just exposed like that, and then I'll go ahead and get started on installing the fans in the fridge and in the cabinet. All right guys, I've already got my wire in the refrigerator. If you want to see how I did that, check out my previous video where I changed out that thermostat. So basically what I need to do is take this wire and splice it to the two wires that come off of the fan. So they're just kind of bare. They do have like little connector dealies on them, which I'll cut off. All right, so we just need to strip back the wire here. I've got my two bare wires here. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the negative wire first. Get that twisted on and put a butt splice on it. And then same thing with the positive wire. All right, we've got our positive and negative splice there. So since we're kind of in this state, I'm going to go ahead and test our switch and see if it works. Woo, man. That thing moves a lot of air. So it looks like I need to put the cage on the front on this side because the air is coming from here. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing up. Man, this thing could take off. It's a little faster than what I was expecting, but looks like it uses 0.3 amps, which is quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off, swap the little cage around to the other side, and then zip tie it to the wire shelf. So go ahead and get that done. All right, so there is the fan mounted in there. So all I did was take a couple of really small zip ties and go through the mounting holes of the fan and the little cage there. I zip tied them to this wire shelf deal, and then the wire just goes in the back of the old thermostat assembly, and then all the wires and the splices and stuff are just hidden inside of this housing here. So super clean install. The only thing you really see is the fan and then a little bit of wire. So now the next thing to do is to cut a hole in the cabinet there and then get the other fan installed. Okay, for the side of the cabinet to pull all the hot air out, I just took the fan and held it up here and then used a pencil to trace out the hole. I don't have a hole saw that fits this exactly, so I trace that out and I'll just use my oscillating tool to cut that out. All right, we got the fan in. Again, it's not the most elegant thing ever, but at least, you know, from this side you're never gonna see it. So the thing that's holding the fan in are the screws from this little grate. So you can set the fan against the back side there and pre-drill through this way, and then you know where to put those screws. I've got my, you can see the fan here. I've got my wire coming from the fan. For that is this guy here. So I'm going to go ahead and get those spliced together, and then this project is almost complete. So our splice to our cabinet fan is complete, so there we go. So this will pull all the warm out of there. I know we're kind of getting blown on a little bit. That shouldn't really affect anything. It's a little loud, but you know, it's not like rattling or anything. This is kind of like a white noise almost, so it's really not going to bother me too much. I'm going to go ahead and get this taped up and probably get some of these taped up together like so it's more of a cable than a separate wire, and then get the fridge put back in. I'm really excited about this mod. I hope it helps this refrigerator, because I really don't want to buy a new one, because that would suck. So let me get this back in here, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, we got the fridge back in. The fans are on that one, and then the one inside of the fridge. I don't know if you can hear that, but man, that thing moves a ton of air. Yeah, I got the fridge turned on. I'm not sure I'm gonna have, you know, any time soon to test this thing out. Maybe I'll leave it running today and see how it goes, but not too hard of a project. You do have to do obviously a little bit of electrical work and whatnot, but you know, it's all 12 volt, not a big deal, and there's plenty of wire that's back here already, so you can do this project yourself pretty easily. Well, that's it for today's project. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about the fridge or the 15TB in general, let me know down in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer any questions you have. And yeah, if you found this video useful, helpful, hit like, hit subscribe, share it, and get the word out there. Finally over 1,000 subscribers, so can't thank you guys enough for all the support I've gotten on the channel thus far. So if you feel like I've been helpful or entertaining at all, just share this video and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.